So I walked back into the fellowship center where Papa was waiting for me. Bro, he was waiting to hear gist. He asked me if I gave Brother Kennedy a positive reply. At that moment, I didn't answer him. I was so angry at him for not proposing to me first. Maybe he had done the right thing. Overconfident irritants like Brother Kennedy wouldn't have the audacity to stand in my front to talk rubbish. So out of frustration, I just asked him, "You said, what do you want?" If he wasn't going to talk, I was going to force him to. I was ready for anything. It really got annoying when I heard him say, "I know what I want and I know when and how to get it." Who was he using all these parables on? I knew he liked me. It was obvious. And he wants to have me to himself. What I didn't get was why he wasn't opening his mouth to say it. So I asked him this question. Am I the one you want, or am I just hanging around you, deceiving myself? He needed to have seen the shock on his face when he heard this. He was like, "Wow, sister, to me, you have some guts." In my mind, I'm like, why wouldn't I have guts when you're not doing what you're supposed to do? So he asked me to sit down, and when I did, he said that he likes me, but he was yet to get a confirmation from God concerning us. And I was the kind of woman he would want to spend the rest of his life with. That since we've been friends for 2 years now, and I know everything about him, but he still needs to hear from God before taking any action. When I heard what Papa said, I blessed out that I had heard from God, and God said I was made for him. I kind of liked his reaction when he heard me say that. He was laughing and jumping, and he was like, he prays God reveals his perfect will for us. I was feeling giddy with excitement when Papa stood up and took me by the hand and called me Mrs. Phillips to be, as we walked out of the fellowship center in a way to show that we were going to the altar. Oh my, it was over now. It was done. I took that as a validation that he had accepted me as the will of God for his life. Since that time, I took up full responsibility of caring for him more. I was acting more like a wife. And while doing this, I was also chasing away roaches that had eyes on him, until this particular roach came in. Her name was Destiny. Now, Destiny was a transfer student from one of these Christian private universities. And from what she told me, her parents couldn't afford her school fees anymore because the fees was way too expensive, and so they decided that she should continue her education at a federal university. And since her uncle was the VC, the transfer was quite easy. In fact, I was the one who caused this whole trouble, because if I hadn't accepted to accommodate her in the first place, this wouldn't have happened. So her cousin, who was my friend, pleaded with me to accommodate her until she could get her own apartment. I did. I also invited her to join the fellowship, saying her devotion to God. Destiny looked very beautiful and very harmless. She was so grounded in the word, and she carried herself in a very attractive way. Not that she was seductive, no. She just had this aura around her that attracted people to her. So the day I invited her to fellowship and introduced her to Papa, I saw the instant connection. Papa said no even try. He kept casting glances at Destiny throughout the service. I knew that there was trouble in my paradise and I needed to act fast. So after service, I noticed people were saying hello to Destiny. I wanted to get her out of the center before Papa reached her. So as I was trying to reach Destiny, Sister Promise reached out to me and was trying to show me a new video of the song that came out. And okay, I started talking to her. Well, I noticed that Papa was going close to Destiny, so I immediately stopped talking to Sister Promise and I walked towards Destiny in a rush. And yes, I got to her in time before Papa did. And as I was stylishly pulling Destiny out, Papa and the last person I wanted to see in my life walked up to me. Take a guess who it was. Yes, it was Brother Kennedy. Brother Kennedy said that he wanted to have a word with me privately, and I declined, saying that I didn't want to keep our new member waiting since I was the one who brought her to church. That was when Papa cut in and said that he was going to keep her company. There was no way out. Papa was going to speak to Destiny while Brother Kennedy was going to bathe me with saliva, all in the name of talking. There was no way out of this one.